Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe. It's tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading. Just to let you know how the reading's going to go, we do your weekly check-in first. Then we have a look at more specifically your work, stroke finance, and we also have a look at your love life during the week. I'd like to say, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me this week for your reading. And yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So we're going to do this week your week ahead reading. We're looking at the 8th through to the 14th of June 2020. For your reading, guys, the cards that we are using are the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. Those cards will be looking at your general situation for the week. We're looking at the Light Seers Tarot for your career, and the Tarot Grand Lux for Love by Chira Marchetti. For spiritual advice, we're using my Crazy Sexy Love Notes by Chris Carr. Really love this deck. Okay, sit back, guys, and enjoy. Hi Aries, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading. This is the 8th of June through to the 14th of June. So Monday the 8th through to the Sunday the 14th. For the reading, for your general reading for the week, we're using the This Might Hurt Tarot by Isabella Rotman. For your career reading, we're using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. And finally, for love for the week, we're using the Tarot Grand Lux by Chira Marchetti. Okay, let's make a start. Okay, Aries, we've got the cards down. Let's have a look at your general. What's the message from the universe generally this week? So we've got a Queen of Coins, and I mean, it could be, the message could be about an individual here. It wouldn't be you, Aries. This could be an earth sign person. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could also be a dark person, like a dark-haired person, or maybe dark-skinned person, black or Asian or something like that. You know, it could be a dark person, for example, with the Queen of Coins. But also as an energy, the Queen of Coins is just about the home and feeling comfortable and feeling secure and stable. The Queen of Coins is also a card about taking care of your finances and basically making sure that you're doing your accounts. And this is also a card about somebody who's really good at multitasking. So they're, you know, they have their career, but also they're quite solid in the home as well with the Queen of Coins energy. It's a card about financial stability as well. Let's have a look at the next one. I'm just seeing a lot of security within the home this week. So this to me looks like, because you've got a Queen of Coins, which is somebody who's quite secure and safe, especially financially and materially wise. So I'm seeing a lot of I think the message is something about material comforts within the home. 4 of Wands. And you've got a number 4 as well, which is stability. 4s represent stability within the home. So I think the message is something to do with your security, your stability, probably financial more than likely, material stability within the home, perhaps with the 4 of Wands showing here. Page of Cups, possibly something to do with a child as well. So the message might be to do with children within the home. And I get the impression that the message is that you really need to kind of be focusing on probably providing more security, maybe for the child or a child within the home. Because the Queen of Coins, some of you guys, Aries, it may be a case of that for some of you, you may be focusing quite a bit on work. I mean, she can do everything the Queen of Pentacles can. She can work, she can look after the kids, but she's a homebody. She likes, Queen of Coins is the type of lady that likes to cook. She likes to make sure that the house is clean. She likes to make sure that the gardening's done. You know, the garden is mowed, and it's, you know, she loves to cook nice meals. She likes to entertain. All of those things. But I think that really looking at the child here, the message, and it's a message, so it's kind of advice for the week. I think that if some of you guys have been focusing on work quite a bit, I'm only saying it because of the child here. I think if you have been focusing on your work quite a bit during the week or for quite a while, Aries, it's now time probably to focus on providing some form of happiness and stability for a child, for example, because we've got a kid here and we've got a grown adult here, and then we've got the home. So I think that if you have been focusing or putting a lot of your energy towards work, maybe it's time now to focus on the children and creating some happiness and joy for your child, that type of thing. Got another Queen, which is you, Aries. There you go. So we've got an Aries Queen of Wands. So that's you there, creativity. I think it's kind of saying that this week it's an interesting one because you've got two queens in the reading, and two queens in a reading often indicate some form of conflict between people. And I just think what it's saying is there may be some conflict within the home potentially because you've got the two queens in the reading. Two queens don't always, I mean, this isn't a work reading, it's just a general reading. And usually if I read two queens, I know that there's some form of conflict. So it might be that you are kind of, and it may not be that there's conflict with others, it may be that you've just got conflict going on with yourself. But I think that if you have got conflicts in your life with the Queen of Coins and the Queen of Wands, both cards showing up as two queens equals conflict. If you get 3 to 4 queens, usually I would read that as being harmonious relationships. But I think if you have any kind of conflict going on, either whether it's with people or with yourself, whatever the case is, I think really you need to be focusing on just providing more security within the home for a child. So providing more security, Queen of Coins, within the home for a child here. And I think that whatever it is that you're creating, especially if, you know, the conflict is perhaps to do with, you know, whether you spend more time with your children, do you spend more time with the work that you do? Are you worried that if you spend more time with the kids, the work and the money's going to suffer? Well, I get the impression with the Queen of Wands energy showing here, because the Queen of Wands is somebody who runs a creative business, and that's actually you. It almost feels like the reading is saying that if you are with these two queens facing some form of a conflict, perhaps you're facing some form of conflict at work or something like that. But if you're facing some form of a conflict, I think the message is to really focus on providing security and stability within the home. 4 of Wands energy for your children, for a child if you've got children. And I think that you need to also, the message is that whatever it is that you're creating or have created here, I think with the 10 of Coins energy, that this is going to, you know, this is already a done deal. You're going to make money from it because 10 of Coins is making a lot of money. It's about financial security. So I actually feel that for some of you guys, I'll read it in this way first, that if you are facing some form of conflict with the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands energy, two queens in the reading, maybe there is a need to focus on providing more security within the home for a child. And, you know, even if it's a case of perhaps, you know, for some of you guys, if you do have these two queens in your life, so it's you here and there's another queen here, so if you do have conflict in the workplace, for example, with another individual, all right, it doesn't have to be another woman, but two queens for me are enemies. So if there is kind of this conflict with others, perhaps it's to do with work or environment or what's going on in your everyday life, okay, I do feel that if some of you guys are a little bit afraid, if there is conflict with those two queens, for example, Aries, within your work, and you're a little bit afraid about providing security in the home for your child. So you've got children, and there may be some fears, especially with those two queens showing enemies and conflict. You got conflict and you say, oh, shit, I've got conflict and I'm really worried about whether I can provide security for my child because of this conflict, i.e. can I stay at this job? Should I continue with what I'm doing? Then maybe the universe is also instructing you here or advising you that maybe you should be creating something within the home of your own, because the Queen of Wands can actually be an entrepreneur and she's somebody who creates her own business, for example. So, and we've got the home card here of the 10 of Coins. So if you are facing conflict with others within the workplace and you're worried about maybe providing security within the home for your child, maybe you should be thinking about this week perhaps starting your own business, creative business, whatever the business is, Queen of Wands, from the home within the 10 of Coins. Also, I feel that what it's saying here is that there is a need for some of you guys really to focus on kind of having a bit of downtime in the home with your children as well, so paying a lot of attention to them, and that the creativity that you've been working on, the business maybe that you've been working on here, Aries, it's going to pay off with the 10 of Coins, because the 10 of Coins is the payoff card. It's where you're getting the money in. So I think that there is, and you've got two cards that relate to the home here, okay, the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. If you are finding with the two queens that you do have conflict and it's within the home, because we've got two queens which are it's conflict, enemies, and two home cards, 4 of Wands and the 10 of Coins. If you are facing conflict within the home, then maybe with the Page of Pentacles energy, the other message might be that you need to be focusing on maybe opening up a new path. maybe as a way to get out of that, if that makes any sense. Maybe you need to be focusing on some form of new creative endeavor, or just some new creative endeavor, if you like. But if there is kind of conflict, 2 queens within the home, 4 of wands and the 10 of coins, especially if it's to do with anything like money as well, because you've got a 10 of coins card here, then maybe the focus needs to be again about starting on a new trajectory in life that can kind of try and combat that. Let's have a look at the the next one. So we look at career. What do we see in terms of career for Aries? Well, Ace of Coins is receiving money. Ace of Coins. So this could be also a new job, for example, a new job, or you're getting paid with the Ace of Coins energy, showing here a payment. The Wheel of Fortune. I think this is quite good actually, because I'm seeing money or a new job, because aces are new, and when you look at pentacles, pentacles are money and job. So this is a new job. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune, you're entering a more positive phase with the Wheel of Fortune energy showing here. Wow, you got 2 aces. So we definitely know in terms of work, there's something new that's beginning in terms of work. So I'm seeing possibly a new job, a new beginning in terms of work. We're seeing this new phase happening with that Wheel of Fortune energy showing there. Let's have a look at the new one. The next one, sorry, the Hermit. So the Hermit often means to withdraw, funnily enough. Let's have a look at the next card. The Knight. But, you know, the Hermit for me is a card that it can mean 2 things. For me, it can mean withdrawal, or it can mean that there needs to be a really strong focus into something. And we can see the Hermit here is focusing in on that 9 of Cups energy. But also what's interesting is that the 9 of Cups and the Hermit are very different cards. I mean, I know that the 9 of Cups is obviously ruled by the Hermit, Aries, but in terms of, I'm just getting the feeling that money comes into this as well. I don't know why I'm getting a feeling about money. The 9 of Cups, when it comes to the finances, is overindulgence. So it can be a good card for finances, because it can mean that money is coming and good things are happening. But it can also mean, with a Hermit card, it means stripping things bare. So when it comes to your finances as well with the Hermit energy, it's about stripping things bare and living on the bare minimum. And it almost feels like with the Hermit, if you look at the Hermit, how distant this is from here. It's almost like you're looking at something from a distance, or you need to distance yourself from something here. I'm getting the vibes of 2 things here in this reading, to be honest with you, Aries. Number one, what I think may be going on is that we see the 2 aces. So I'm seeing a new job, a new beginning, Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. And I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, you're entering this new phase. But I think the universe is telling you in terms of your career that you're entering this new phase, new job, new phase with the Wheel and the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Multiple aces means new beginnings. So there's definitely something new going on here. And we have the new phase. There's a change happening here. We've completed 1 cycle. So we say with the Wheel of Fortune, there's a new cycle opening up here. And I feel that as well, we could say that there's a new job coming perhaps for some of you Aries, and there's a new cycle coming in. This new cycle could be one of abundance, because the Ace of Coins the Ace of Cups can be read as a money card as well, which means an overflow of abundance. So perhaps there's a new cycle in which we're seeing more abundance coming in, because you've got this new job. I actually feel with that Hermit and the 9 of Cups, and I'm probably going to read the cards like this now, I actually feel that it's telling you, regardless, that even if there is a new job coming in for some of you Aries, and there's a new cycle happening here in which there's more money, there's more abundance for some of you guys, I think that you need to steer clear with that Hermit from indulging too much. So from spending too much money, okay, with the 9 of Cups, because it may be telling you, and I'm going to probably clarify and ask why because the Hermit is not a spender. The Hermit will strip everything bare. That's what hermits do. And in fact, you know, when it comes to money with the Hermit, sometimes you can get this as somebody who advises you, a debt collection agency. They might say to you, you know what, be careful with your cash. Don't spend too much or just live on the bare minimum, you know. And the 9 of Cups is a card about indulgence. So it's almost like the Hermit is sitting so far away from that 9 of Cups and saying, steer clear of doing that. Steer clear of overindulging too much. Yes, you got this new job, you got more money coming in, there's a cycle now that you're entering into where we're seeing a lot more abundance with that Ace of Cups, but steer clear of spending too much. And I'm going to ask why. I can't find the lid for this. It's really weird. I've just been doing some client readings and I had my small Rider-Waite in a tin and I cannot find the lid to it, which is really odd. I'm going to have a really good look because I just don't know where that lid has got to. Very frustrating. I hate it when things go missing like that. Okay, anyway. Why should Aries steer clear from spending too much or overindulging? Can you see how you've got the money thing down here, the chest of money there as well, Aries? You seem to be jumping for joy. Can you see that? And actually you're throwing all of these cups in the air. It's almost like it feels like there's a real frivolity, like a real frivolous thing here. And the cups for me are kind of like what hold food and water and all those things, but it's almost like you're being a bit frivolous here. So it's just, I think it's saying steer clear of being too frivolous with this Nine of Cups. Why is Aries being told to steer clear of overindulging and being too frivolous with this abundance that's coming to them? Why in 2 cards? Because the Three of Wands energy showing here. So the Three of Wands for me can be waiting for something, or the Three of Wands can be about a vision for the future, or it can be about launching something new. The Temperance. What I think that it's kind of saying, and both cards here, Temperance and the Three of Wands, for me the similarity between 2 cards, these 2 cards, is the patience and the waiting aspect of both cards. For example, the Three of Wands can be because you're going to be waiting for certain things to come in. Like, you're going to be waiting, because this is about waiting for your ships to come in. So it's about waiting for the rewards, waiting for things to come to you. And Temperance card can be about having patience until everything comes together. So I feel that it's almost saying don't spend too quickly. Just because you see money coming in and things may be starting to change financially, it might still take time before certain things come together. So until you really know where you are financially, and also Temperance means to be moderate with what you have. Okay, so it might be that it's saying, because the reason that you should really kind of make sure that you steer clear of spending too much, that Hermit with the Nine of Cups energy, steer clear a little bit of spending too much, being too frivolous with money, being too overly indulgent. It may be that something is coming with this Three of Wands energy showing here. All right, something maybe unexpected is coming, because that's the way I feel about this Three of Wands at the moment. It might be saying, well, because something unexpected is coming to you, because even though this is a card about waiting for ships to come in, this person is waiting for something to come. So it might be that there's something arriving, there's something coming in. So that Three of Wands could easily be where you've got a massive bill coming in that you don't know about, for example. Let me just ask, what is coming? Let me see what is coming. Okay, so it's really funny. 2 cards came out. So the Hermit and the Three of Cups showed up, and I asked what is coming, the Hermit and the Three of Cups. So it may be that it's an interesting one, because the Hermit and the Three of Cups for me is somebody who detaches. So this person really kind of moves away. They're not a part of the Three of Cups life. The Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups are actually very similar cards. They both represent people that overindulge in drink or partying or spending too much money. But the Hermit, again, we're getting a card. Can you see that? You have the Hermit here who's steering clear of the Nine of Cups, overly indulging. And again, the same thing, the Hermit here who is steering clear of the Three of Cups. Okay, so I asked, well, what is coming? Because it looks to me like you need to moderate your spending, because something is coming to you. Something is coming in. These 2 flicked out, but this doesn't feel like what's coming. It feels like it's saying it's because. And it also, what I think it is as well, actually I don't think it's something that's, I mean, even though for some of you guys it could be what's coming, I also feel with the Three of Wands energy that some of you guys will have some plans with the Three of Wands energy for the future. So some of you guys might be thinking about moving abroad, for example. You might be thinking about saving for that. Three of Wands energy. You might be thinking with the Three of Wands about setting up a business, for example, or investing in some form of a business partnership. Three of Wands can be the business partnership card, or, you know, investing in something for the future. And it might mean that you have to be careful with your finances, especially if you're thinking about investing in something for the future. So whilst I don't think that this combination is telling you what is coming, I think it's saying to you, it's reiterating and saying steer clear of overindulging with that Three of Cups, being too frivolous. Same as it was with the Hermit and the Nine of Cups here, similar cards. Be careful with overspending, with being frivolous, with being silly with the money that you get, because you've got in the career area this new opportunity coming in. in career. Usually career would be the money coming to you, or it's the new job coming to you. And we've got this cycle, this new cycle occurring where there's an overabundance. So there's this abundance of money coming to Aries. But steer clear with the Hermit from being too frivolous. She's throwing all her cups up in the air like, woohoo, look, I'm in the money. Can you see the money down there? I'm in the money. I can do what I like. But he's saying steer clear of doing that, because I think ahead of you, this might be something to do. It could be anything. Ahead of you could be a house that you want to purchase. Ahead of you could be you want to invest in moving abroad at some point. You want to save for that. You know, ahead of you could be a new car that you want to buy. I think this is more about not something that is coming, but more about something that's going to happen in your future. Something that's ahead of you with the Three of Wands. And there is a need with the Temperance energy to be very careful and to be very moderate with your finances, because the Temperance card also, in terms of finances, I think we're reading career and finances here, means to be very careful and means to be very cautious and to modify your spending. So just to be, you know, just they're the same sort of thing, Temperance and the Hermit, when it comes to spending. They're very, very careful with their resources and, you know, and how they spend. They are not spenders. These people are not spendthrifts. They're really careful with their cash. And it's saying the same thing here. You know, you need to really, you know, people may say, let's do this, go out for a drink. Well, not many people can go out for a drink at the moment. But, you know, the Three of Cups could be, go spend this, go spend that, go spend the other. But the Hermit is not interested in spending what's going, in indulging in what's going in the Three of Cups. Really not interested in it at all. Okay. And what could also, if, you know, we want to go back to what is coming, because I asked, well, what is coming? Well, again, the Hermit is a card about debt as well. When it comes to money, there is debt. So what might be coming is that you may be kind of be ordered, some of you guys, to repay a debt, for example. For example, the Three of Cups is about being overly indulgent and sometimes quite frivolous with your cash. Like the Nine of Cups they're very similar in that way, those two cards. But the Hermit cannot do that. The Hermit is probably ordered to not, because his back is turned as well. So he's saying, you know, you can see on this card here how far away they are from that Nine of Cups. You know, they're just looking at it from a very, very big distance, not wishing to engage in that. Same thing here. So what also you could read this as saying, well, what's coming with that Hermit and that Three of Cups is that you may be ordered that, you know, to strip down stripping down off the Hermit you're spending with the Three of Cups, because some of you guys, it might be, you know, the money that you're getting, the abundance of money that comes in, it may be that the universe is saying that you need to use it for very constructive purposes rather than using it for indulging in whatever the hell you like. You're going to have to use it to pay debts off or something like that. And finally, let's have a look at the love area. So love, there's a King of Swords here, Aries, an individual. Could be an Aries, could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Let's have a look at the next one. Nine of Wands. I'm just getting somebody who's really tired. This could also be you, Aries, because it is fire, the Nine of Wands. This might be you getting really tired with this individual showing here. Let's have a look. The Sun. But the 9 is close to the Sun. So we see that you're close to some form of breakthrough, I think. So I think with an individual here, that because 9's, I mean, he does look really tired on here, but I'm not going to read it like that because of the Sun card showing here, which I think is very good. I think there's an individual here, and I think that some of you guys are very, very close, Aries, to a breakthrough with this person. The Sun, you get cards like the Sun in the World. They represent completion in the best possible way. They represent an ending of a cycle. They represent breakthrough. So I think that you're, you know, whether we'd had Sun, Tower, World, whatever, it would have said the same thing. I think you, with the 9s being very close to completing, and then we've got the completion of the Sun, there's a person who I think you're very close to a breakthrough with the Sun energy showing there. Yeah, moving forward, the Chariot. I'm seeing movement with the Chariot energy showing here. Let's have a look. Ace of Wands energy. I think that you're moving towards something new with this individual, because the Ace of Wands is a new beginning. It's something new. So I'm seeing an air sign, male possibly, doesn't have to be a male, could be a female, but I'm seeing a person here, possibly an air sign, and I think that you're very close to a breakthrough. And I think that you are, with this Chariot, moving towards a new beginning with this individual. So this could actually be somebody who you've actually been with before. This might be showing a reconciliation with someone. Or if it's not, then you're moving towards something new with this individual, I think. Okay, finally, let's have a look at your spiritual advice for the week. And it talks about be a natural beauty. Let's have a look. So your entire body is precious. So choose personal care products that reflect your consciousness and commitment to self-love. Say no to toxins and yes to the healthiest ingredients possible. You deserve to look and feel great, and you are worth the effort. Be a natural beauty. Now, that's not saying you can't wear your makeup, Aries. If you want to wear makeup, bloody well wear makeup. But I think that really what this is saying is that your body is a temple, so you've got to treat it like that. So things like smoking or drinking and, you know, food, sugar, that type of thing. It's very hard, I think, for a lot of people to stay off sugar. I mean, I like sugar, but I don't eat it that much at all now, not in the least. But things like, you know, just I'm not going to dictate what is healthy and not healthy for people. But I just think it's saying to you to try and choose the best possible things for your body. Okay, it doesn't matter if you wear makeup, wear it if it makes you feel good. But just I think it's more about what's going into the body rather than what's on the outside. Okay, that's your reading. I really enjoyed that reading, Aries. I don't know what it is. I think it's because you're the last sign that I recorded. I'm recording you on a Sunday, the 7th. Everybody else was recorded slightly before. And I was just really, really happy doing this reading. It feels really good. I love the way the cards look on the desk. I really, really enjoyed it. And this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So, you know, whatever resonates with you is great. But yeah, this is fantastic. What a wonderful reading. All right, that's your reading for the week, my darlings. If you'd like a private reading, hit me up on the link in the comments section or the end screen. Have a great week, my darling Aries, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.